Hey guys, welcome back. How are you? It's me, your host, T-Bot. This is another episode of Toys in My Closet. And today we're having a video game and action figure correlation. As you see here, we got the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter 2 Sagat, the final challenger. And this is based off the original Ultra Street Fighter 2. So this is his original look. And this is probably the favorite or fan favorite for Sagat for the most part. Although I do like his more anime style look also in Street Fighter Alpha. But this is an absolutely wonderful representation of the figure. And right now, what we have here is a version of the figure from Storm Collectibles. So we're going to dive in real quick and take a look at them and take them out of packages. So really fast, just so you can see. Let's focus there real fast. And zoom out. Just so you guys can see what it looks like in the packaging. It says Ultra Street Fighter. Sagat, Storm Collectibles in the corner. A picture of him in the video game form from the video game itself. Then as you can see him in the open window display of what he looks like in there, where he's housed in. It says ages 17 and up. On the top it says Ultra Street Fighter 2 Capcom. This is a Capcom license, and you see the little Street Fighters logos from the game all over the place. Then you see that Sagat is right there in his this is the artwork that they put, I believe, on the cabinet of the arcade game. It says there Ultra Street Fighter. Then you turn it around, you see him in promotional shots from the figure, where you can do certain things with the display, and if you have a nice stand for him or whatnot or what have you, as you see there. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. And then, writing in some Japanese lettering there, and some legalese there in the bottom. And then on the other side, same thing. You have what we have where it says Sagat there. It has the artwork from the actual cabinet, as you see, and the same thing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And these are all part for the course. They're all pretty much in the same aesthetic, meaning they are all like a cardboard box that kind of feels like they're pretty sturdy, but then with time, depending how you actually store them, they really don't hold up well. They start to rip and tear. So it depends on what type of space you have. You have a storage, or if you keep the box anyway. But I'm particularly not a mint on card collector, so I'm going to take him out the box. So let's pull him out and let's see what he has to offer. So sit back, relax, have a digital drink, and let's see what it has to offer. And I hope you join me for the ride. So here we go. So guys, we're back, and before we get started, in traditional Storm Collectible style and fashion, the first thing you see here that we have is the backdrops, which come in the inserts of the actual box. And they usually tend to use insert graphics, or the graphics from the inserts usually tend to be either the level of based off the games, the characters of the games, if it's a fighting game, or a level within a game based off the game itself. If it's not a fighting game, it's just a traditional regular style game. And in this case, we have Sagat's level with the statue, and we also have the backdrop statue. This is when you do the finishing move, like the uppercut, and you see when Ryu does the Hayuki and all that stuff, or Sagat does the finishing uppercut, you see that in the background of the game. If my memory serves me correctly, because I don't play Street Fighter 2 these days that much, but I did play it a whole lot in the Genesis and the arcade era. So, really quick, let's take a look at Sagat now. And here we are to the magic of stop, pause, or editing. Here is Sagat in all of his glory. Ta-da! So guys, yeah, there is Sagat, and he's out of box. And the first thing that I gotta say is he is massive, very big, very tall, very muscular, a lot of girth to the figure, the thighs, the legs, the arms, the neck, and obviously the torso area. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous representation of the figure. Storm Collectible, and the character. Storm Collectible never really seems to fail as far as how they make their figures and the characters. Even though a lot of people say they tend to make the same buck size or the anatomy of the characters look a lot alike when they do the figures, but I don't think so. I think they do a fairly decent job, given how they do their figures and construct them. And Sagat is no exception. Although I have a very big gripe with Storm because they're not good when it comes to customer service. If you have a problem with any of these figures, you're toast. You definitely will not get help. I asked for help from my Streets of Rage Axel figure because he had paint issues with chipping really bad in the figure itself, and they never got back to me ever in any way, shape, or form. Via email, via phone call, via nothing. They just never get. So their Storm Collectibles customer service, honestly, I can tell you the customer service is absolute garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. And that's not to say that their figures end up having these issues, because they don't. For the most part, they usually tend to have good quality control, and you don't have issues with paint or the figures themselves. Long term, that's a whole different issue. You have usually breakage issues with some of them, but for the most part, from my personal experience, it was with older figures. So here is Sagat, and let's bring him in a little closer so you can take a look and see, what he looks like. And obviously, him being so tall in here in his form and being a tall figure, what we have to do is we kind of got to bring the camera up a little bit, right? Don't we? Bring the camera up a little bit. There we go. So just so that we can take a better look at him. And as you see there, in all his glory, the first thing you'll notice is the portrait of his head. And it's a very, very excellent representation. Let me see if I can get it to focus any better. Alrighty. Oh, come on, focus for me. Oh boy. Here we go. Seems like when I go farther. Anyway, but there you go. There's his portrait. Looks really, really nice. In all of his Sagat glory. You see the, what you call that? Oh boy. Give me 1 second. So like I was saying, there's this portrait. Having problems with my focusing in the camera, but you can see that he has a scar there on the side. He has, the patch, the white eyes, the whited out eyes, the limp grunts painted, and the patch going all the way to the back with the bald head, obviously. Then the attention to detail on his neck. And then his chest, as you can see, has the infamous scar that Ryu gave him when they had battle. Very detailed, and this is like a rubber piece with like an endoskeleton inside of it. So when you need to pose him, you can just move him around, and it kind of moves, looks like skin when you're moving it, like real skin. Then he has the muscle definition in the shoulders, as you see there. The tapes around his fists and forearms, muscle definition all over on the details of his biceps, and you see that the actual the actual scar goes all the way down to the kind of like his belly button area. Then you have the traditional shorts. Very simple look, but very classic and effective and detailed and defined. It has the great little patch here with the red stripes coming down like so. On the trunks of the shorts, there's that nice kind of like purpley blue. That's the back area. Then you see the definitions on the details of the muscles, like the wings, all here, V shape in the back. Look really good. And then, you know, obviously the thighs, knees, it's, you know, a shin or a shin guard here in the leg area, the wrapping around the shin, the foot, obviously, and the ankle, and then his toes, which look pretty detailed as well. No painting on the nails. I think if they would put like a subtle paint on the nails, it probably would have made it pop a little bit more and stand out. But for the most part, you know, looks really good, really cool. Very simple figure because he's just plain and mainly more muscle and skin, but with the details that they added onto him, obviously, it's gonna stand out. And you see how the head just fell right off on me. Sorry about that. I gotta find that bad boy. Here we go. Found it. No worries. We found the hit, and there it is. Excellent review. I like it like that with all the mistakes and stuff, because you see it's real, it's not cut. You know, it's all good fun anyway. We're supposed to be having fun reviewing the figures, so we're trying to take a closer look at them. So there it is. There is Sagat. In all of his glory. So what we do now is we take a quick look at the accessories he brought. Okay? So sit back and we'll be right back. Guys, we're back, and here are basically all of the accessories that he has come with. And you know, it's not much in the sense of like variety, but you know, they did, and also in the sense of how Storm Collectible usually gives you a whole bunch of stuff, especially when you look at a figure like Axel Stone from Streets of Rage 4. You know, he came with all sorts of stuff. So in that sense, this figure is kind of very lackluster and very limited, to say the least, right? So let's start off anyway. He brings 4 sets of hands. The 2 fisted hands he comes with, and then here we have obviously the the open hands, like, you know, he's doing his Muay Thai. You know, you see the details on the fingers, very nice. When he does his Muay Thai, handstands, right? Or his stance, basically. Then you have the other kind of open splayed hands, also doing kind of like a gripping form, or kind of a crutch hand form, which is the same for like different stance, or like if he's gonna grab something. It looks like he has those, and then he has the flat karate chop hands, I guess. Karate chop style. Again, very nicely detailed, painted with the wraps, wrapping around them. Then he brings this little insert to just basically tell you how to put together the little stance, little stand, and how you swap heads, as you see there, and also the how you swap the hands. Little booklet. Then he brings this translucent fire piece with yoga flame. I think it's not yoga flame, hyper uppercut, I think it is. I'm not even sure, but that's what he does. Forgive me for, if I butchered it. That wasn't my intent. I don't remember. See how it has a little hole so that you could use this stand with all these little, peg holes with these little prompts and little sticks to make it higher or bigger and translucent to kind of, pose it in the way you want. And then he brings 4 portraits. The one he has on his head already. Then he has this grunting, kind of mean, angry type face there. You see consistency and the actual scarring and paint work. And he brings this kind of laughing, laughing type of we're gonna fuck you up type of face. And you see that he has like a 5 o'clock shadow on the top of the head of, which would be the little stubs of his hair for being bald. Then he brings this really cool bloodied up and black-eyed one, bleeding from his mouth, his head, and they cry, you busted him up real bad. Which is a really nice touch that they did implement it on there. So that's it as far as his accessory goes. That's all he brings. Kind of very faint and kind of like small, or kind of not so heavy, but still good quality nonetheless, and nice little options to have as far as the portraits and the hands, and the stand with the display of the fire effect. So now let's take a look at his articulation. So first things first, let's take a look at the head articulation, which is nice to the left, to the right, nice tilt on both sides. Then he has the extension to his head that goes back about that much, which is cool. Gotta keep in mind it might not look natural because of that gappage there, you see, but he does look up, and then he does look down like so, about that much, yeah. So then, now moving on along, we go to his arm, which he can bring up that much, on the shoulders. He can go and rotate 180 degrees. He obviously got this piece here that is like the butterfly butterfly angle. Then you have the bicep swivel, which is kind of hard right now. The bicep swivel. Then you have the double jointed elbow, right? The double jointed. Let's see. Oh my god. Double jointed elbow. He's trying to focus on the background. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And he has the ball joint that spins, and you can go in that much and go out that much. And as far as the torso, as you see, he has the torso cut here. And that torso cut lets you get a nice range of left and right. And then you can move back on the torso area without moving the waist that much. Then you can hyperextend it forward. Let me put on the head real quick. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Forward, you can bend forward that much. Then, if you go here, as you see, it's a plastic piece. It's an overlay. He does have the waist swivel, and then he can actually bend with the waist that much. You see that big gappage there, though. And then he can hyperextend back with the waist as well. About that much, which is a whole lot, but you still get the gappage there. Then these splits, you can do almost 100%, splits, like if he was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Then it has a nice, thigh swivel right from the top, ball joint. You can kick up very, very nice. And I believe you can kick back also a nice amount, as you see there. Kick back. And then he has a actual cut right here by the bottom part of the shorts trunk. Like when you get a boot cut, you got a, and then you got a double in the knee. You got a double in the elbow. Then he can hyperextend his foot back that much. Hyperextend it forward that much. Then he has obviously toe tip rocker, toe top tip, cut, and then obviously he has the ankle locking. So as far as the articulation, Sagat obviously has, a great amount of range, like a lot of the Storm Collectibles figures have done in the past, and they're known for it. Their articulation has always been known to be done very, very well, and they never, fall short when it comes to articulation. So that's what I'll do is real quick, if you want. What I'm going to do now is let's swap out heads so that we can see what he looks like with each individual heads, and and just check them out real quick. So we'll swap to this, and we'll put the bloody head so you can see. Ooh, there goes one. See what it looks like with that one. Oh boy, let's see. This is the bloody head here. Looks like that. Then we'll swap to that one. And we'll put what he looks like with the yelling, kind of laughing face. And there he goes with the laughing face, which is kind of cool. Then the last one, certainly but not least, looks like with the mean grunt face, like he's angry. That one's very cool as well. So now let's do some posing and comparisons. And here is one of the fire, like he does. I think he does. I think it's I want to say Yoga Fire, but I'm thinking that's Dalsum. I'm not even sure. Or Hyper Uppercut. I'm not even sure. Like I said, it's been so long, but that's what he looks like, you know, with the fire effect coming out of his hands and the stance that he usually does. Let me try another one. And here he is in the, like I said, I think it's hyper uppercut stance that he does. I have him on the stand, only up where he goes upwards, like in a vertical angle, and he rocks. That's the one, you know, the type of uppercut he does. So that's another nice stance for him. So let's do one more stance and see what's up. And here you go. He's about to Muay kick the Space Yellow Ranger right in the cranium. But she's all ready for it, so you know how it is. That's another stance on one of his, you know, classic moves. So, you know, now let's take a look at some comparisons. And here we have him next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Armored Batman. And you all know that's a 7-inch scale figure, so this gives you a really good idea of how tall Sagat really is. If I had to take a guess, because I don't have a measurement ruler right in front of me, but if I had to take a wild guess, he's got to be at least 9 inches. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. And here I have him next to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Barbarian from Super 7. And as you can see there, the height difference is pretty big. And he's also supposed to be within the 7-inch realm, so, or 6.5 inch. So Sagat stands tall. Let's bring in someone else. Let's see. A gargantuan. Another big, tall, girthy figure. Here is none other than Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat from McFarlane Toys as well. He's pretty tall, as you can see, and girthy and strong and massive. Got him there. And then let's do one more. Let's see. Let's bring him right in. Let's do one more. Let's see. Who else can we bring in? Let's bring in none other than the Diamond Select Incredible Hulk. And that dude is, you know, how big he is. So that gives you an idea. You're about to do Hulk smash on your boy Sagat. He's going to break his cranium, my dude. Break his cranium. So yeah, there you go. So guys, now let me give you guys my final thoughts on the figure and what do I think, if he's worthy, if he's deemed worthy or not, and we'll finish the review. Alright guys, so here we have it. Sagat in all of his glory. Do I think it's a recommended figure that you should definitely pick up? Yes, absolutely. But also, with the actually keeping in mind that the figure is a more premium priced figure. It is a figure that costs anywhere from $90 to $120, depending where you get it, because it's no longer available through Storm Collectibles. You can only get them through third-party sellers or in third-party, outlets, or, out there, like, Big Bad Toy Stores, and Amazon, and Entertainment Earth, which I think some of them did have them priced accordingly. And of course, always looking out for sales when they throw out sales. You also might get lucky. I found them off of a guy, and he has sold them to me for a really good price, so I ended up picking them up because I wanted them, and he gave me a great price, and he was brand new. So with the shipping included, I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Street Fighter fan. You love video games. You love this video game in particular, fighting game. You ain't gonna be disappointed. You're not gonna be upset. you're going to be pretty happy with it. The quality feels really good. The paintwork is nice and clean, really nicely done. The representation of the character is excellent for what it is, even though it has these cuts everywhere and it is articulated. But still, it's very, very wonderful, the representation that it is of the actual character. So there it is, guys. I think he's great. If you don't have him, go get him. That's all I can say. Plus the special, the stand, the flame effect, the 3 portraits or the 4 portraits, and the 4 sets of hands. It's kind of light in comparison to other Storm, but still enough there with the quality that you're getting and the nice little accessories that it brings, and display options that it warrants the price point. If you can afford it, obviously you want to get them. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the review. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Share it with someone you think might like it. Also remember that thank you to all you guys to keep coming by and giving you continued support day in, day out. Because without you, my channel is not sustained. And without you, I am nothing. For all you new to the channel and like what I'm doing, whatever it pertains to, whether it's video games, action figure collectibles, movie related, or just unboxings or playthroughs, because I do all those stuff, and even interviews. Just welcome. Thank you to come by for stopping by. If you were kind enough to subscribe, I really appreciate it, because I know you didn't have to. But if you did, remember, I consider you part of my family, and it means the world to me. I'm completely humble. You can find me on social media on Instagram, which I post up sometimes some of these pics of stuff that I do, under C_respect. You can find me on social media under Twitter, under the most powerful gaming historian. You could also find me, obviously, on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and Nintendo Network, under Hebot 8, under Nintendo and Xbox, and on PlayStation you can find me under Al Fell from Sky, all one word, all lowercase. If you guys like what I do and ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, because you like what I do from the kindness of your heart, you just want to help me grow, it'll go a long way, and it will help me in a long way. There's a way to do it down in the description below with my PayPal and my Patreon, information. If you ever want me to highlight something or review something on my channel that you'd like to donate or like me to showcase, just hit me up on one of those DMs on social. I will be more than glad to, work out the particulars, and we'll go from there to see what we can do. It would be an honor to do so. Guys, this is your host, Hebot, signing off with another episode of Toys in My Closet. I'll see you guys real soon. Got a lot of reviews coming up. Hopefully, I'll be able to do them. Just need the energy. But with your love and kindness, I think we'll pull through. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Bye-bye.